Hey, everybody, Saturday, November 6th, 2021. I'll be in New York attending a business networking event. The theme is casino night. I got a few other guys coming. I'm going to announce their names soon. So if you want to sit down with a few reformed gangsters, please register at reformedgangsters.com and reserve your seat at the table. We're going to have a real good time. We're going to tell some mob stories, have a few laughs, and play some cards. So there was a picture in the Daily News, on the front page of the Daily News, of my father with Robert De Niro in his trailer and this other fella, Charlie. I got in trouble over that photo too, because the FBI, the Daily News, and I don't know, somebody contacted the FBI days before that picture came out. And the FBI called me up because I wasn't supposed to, at that point in time, I wasn't supposed to be doing what I'm doing now. I wasn't supposed to give any interviews or talk to any news reporters because I was still under contract with the FBI. So they called me and they gave me, and you know, they thought I sold the picture to the Daily News because I had a copy of it and I didn't. You know, I thought, and I told them, and they said, you know, there's a picture coming out on such and such a date of your father on the front page of Robert De Niro, a whole big story. I said, I didn't sell the picture to the Daily News, and I didn't. To this day, I'm really not sure who did it. I have two suspects, but I don't know for sure, but it wasn't me. And anyway, so what happened is, you know, going back, when Robert De Niro was a kid, my father used to go to Jilly's and drink, which was Jilly, who was Frank Sinatra's bodyguard. That's where my father would hang out. So my father was in Jilly's one night, and De Niro was a kid. He was filming Mean Streets at the time. And he came into Jilly's with a wise guy from the Bronx that he was around or friends with. I forgot the wise guy's name. It was so many years ago. But he was with a wise guy from the Bronx that was good friends with my father. And when they came in, he introduced De Niro to my father and him, and they hung out together all night. And that was the beginning of my father's relationship with De Niro. And he would see him every now and then, and they would hang out and drink. So he knew De Niro when he was a kid. Moving forward, Nicky Carrazzo, one of my father's main guys, who's a captain now in the Gambino family, his brother Anthony, who passed away, unfortunately, he was a good friend of mine, became friends with De Niro through because De Niro he knew my father and all that. And he was actually in a couple of movies with De Niro. He was in Bronx Tale, you know, he was like in the bar scenes. He was in a couple of scenes with him. So when my father got out of prison in 97, De Niro was filming the movie Analyze This in Manhattan, and he invited my father to come to his trailer for lunch because he knew my father just got out of prison. So my father went to the trailer and they took that picture. People think that my father was there to advise him. He wasn't there to do that. I mean, I'm sure De Niro was, hung around wise guys long enough to know their mannerisms. And my father was just there to have lunch with him. But, it was during the filming of that movie. And, and that's how that picture transpired. And that was his relationship with De Niro. And unfortunately, when the picture did hit the newspaper, De Niro denied being my father's friend, which kind of hurt me a little bit because that was untrue. I don't know why he did that. I guess, because they put in the newspaper articles, my father murdered 7 people, and it wasn't, and all that. So De Niro sort of tried to separate himself, I guess, and said he didn't know him. But, well, what the hell was he doing in your trailer and having lunch? You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Hey, everybody, Saturday, November 6th, 2021. I'll be in New York attending a business networking event. The theme is casino night. I got a few other guys coming. I'm going to announce their names soon. So if you want to sit down with a few reformed gangsters, please register at reformedgangsters.com and reserve your seat at the table. We're going to have a real good time. We're going to tell some mob stories, have a few laughs, and play some cards.